Hello, peoples of the internets and the YouTubes. It's your boy Willie, and today we're going to do a deep dive into HaiLuo. I think that's how you pronounce it. It's Minimax. Everyone knows this is Minimax because nobody can really pronounce HaiLuo, HaiLuo. So they gave me a little trial, unlimited use for a couple of weeks, and I've dived into it, and we're going to explore everything. So the first thing I want to show you, I'm going to switch over. Here we go. Here's the page. You get to it via HAIL, so HAIL, UO The video link will be in the description. Okay, so I'm going to go to my creations here, and the first thing I'm going to do, we'll get to her in a second, and this weird little thing. I'm kind of scroll down to my creations because I've been generating a lot. You do have to generate quite a bit to get what you want because things get weird, things are freaky, and they don't always come out the way you planned. So let's take a look at some of these things. What I did, the first one I'm going to show you is me turning myself into a Sith. And this is using subject reference, okay? Let me see if I go back here. Subject reference. So you have image to video, which you upload an image and you turn that into a video based on the image. Text to video is your standard every day. I want to see a whale flying in space, and it does as best as it can to create that. Subject reference is the consistent character thing, which everyone has tried so hard to get right. And actually, Minimax does a pretty decent job, as I will show you. So most of the videos that you're going to see in this first segment are made with this photo. That's my reference character. It is a terrible photo. I'm in a cafe somewhere, and I just decided to snap a picture and test this out. Lighting is terrible. I look tired. Well, when do I not look tired? And my shirt's all wrinkly, and this is just a terrible photo. But I didn't care, and I still don't care. Because the whole point was, let's see what this thing can do. So check this out. I meta prompted, okay? So what meta prompting is, in my definition, is I use ChatGPT or something else to make a kick butt prompt for me, okay? Because I didn't feel like writing all this crap. So I said to ChatGPT, hey, I'm going to need a prompt for Minimax, an AI video generator. I'm going to use a subject reference image, and I want to turn myself into a Sith in this crazy background. And it wrote all this stuff for me. I copied and pasted it, and here we go. So this is pretty decent. As you can see, there's only a couple of things which are usable in here, and you'll see the final thing that I did where I edited it. Because what's this? Why are my hands all weird? It's the nature of the beast right now. And then I kept generating. Here I look at least 40 pounds heavier. My lightsaber turns a different color. Is goofy. I don't think I used any of this clip. Here I look like Severus Snape with a bad perm, and that grimace at the end is just no bueno. So I'm not sure if I used anything from this clip either. Here I definitely look like Severus Snape. Wait. I definitely look like Severus Snape. Just weird, funky action. Not looking great. I don't know what that one was. Who knows? This one was not usable. But I'm showing you that you have to generate a lot. This one was used. I'll use a little piece of that in my clip that I edited together. So I'm just going to go through these. I use some of this. Lightsaber just kind of magically appears. But right now, we have to get very creative with editing. We have to generate these clips. They look like, I don't know, like Peruvian Mr. Jedi there, Sith guy. I don't look anything like myself there. I like this shot. This is a cool shot. And you'll see how I used it. and more and more and more. So basically, the meta prompting was very important. I look like John Lovitz here. Meta prompting, super important. Get as detailed as possible. I love how the smoke comes out. It's pretty cool. That grin is ridiculous. This is okay. Did not use any of this one. I don't believe I used any of this one either. That's kind of goofy. Me trying to be the emperor shooting electricity. And there's something I did use. Then, not great, but you can take I'll show you, little snippets of stuff and edit things together and make them look like something. And you're going to see. I'm just going to kind of show you. You can see the prompts over here, so I'm not going to discuss them. If you want to pause and see the prompts, go for it. In the Minimax. And these are all subject reference. And I generated a lot of them. Because you can only use about 1 second out of the 6 seconds that they give you. I look like King Jong-il, I think, here. A very Korean Willie right there with a double-bladed saber there. Here, wow. I wish I could do that in real life. Turn my torso like that. Okay, so you get the idea. There I'm looking very regally Japanese. I don't know what I'm holding there. Flashlight, thermos, no clue. As you can see, you got to generate a lot. This is the as of right now, March 2025. You have to generate a lot to get something decent. There I am, looking sexy. All right, so what did I do with all this? I shall show you. I will go and open up this here thing.
There can be only one master, brother. Come, little ones. Let's go annoy some more betas and hysterical women.
There you go. Little promo thing. And I'm back. Okay, so that was Minimax subject reference where I uploaded one picture. This actually used a different picture, but most of the other ones were just that one picture that you saw. This terrible one. And didn't do too bad. So now I'm going to show you a different one. Let's keep scrolling up. Past all the Sith stuff. Oh, some of these are terrible. Look at this. Look at that. That is terrible. And what I did was I used a subject reference. I photoshopped this. There's several things happening here. Photoshop background with my head pasted onto some weird character that I made. But like that's nightmare fuel right there. And so none of this is very usable. I might use this as a joke, trolling on my haters, or I have a lot of. So this is for the haters. I'm going to summon my dragon to smite all of you, or I will just do this in your nightmares. So yeah. What the hell was that? A dark Jedi and elaborate Sith. Yeah. So I mean, some of these laughs are crazy. This could be actually pretty good for a meme. Just me laughing at the comments. This one's yeah. So it's not always perfect. Let's go to this. Okay, let me give you some backstory on this because this was interesting. This is a combination of Minimax plus Hume AI. Hume AI, let me open Hume AI, has this very, very cool thing called an emphatic voice interface where you can literally have a conversation Everyone's talking about Sesame. This is very similar to Sesame. You start a call and you can have a conversation. Now, what's awesome is that you can download somewhere you can download chat history. Was it this one? You can download your chat. How freaking cool is that? So let's hear a little bit of this chat. If it works.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you loud and clear. Anything I can do for you.
So what are your capabilities? Are you just like a regular LLM?
I'm so much more. I'm EVI, an emotionally intelligent voice AI. Besides answering questions, I can also have a real conversation with you and understand how you're feeling.
Okay, can you write a story?
I sure can. What kind of story are you in the mood for? Give me some themes or ideas and I'll spin something up.
Write me a story about a zombie outbreak that occurs in a movie theater, and our hero is only armed with buckets of popcorn and somehow makes it out.
So that was my prompt.
Okay, a zombie outbreak in a movie theater with our hero armed with popcorn. I like it. Let me see what I can do. The lights dimmed and the opening credits rolled. But tonight, something was different. A strange cough echoed through the theater, followed by another.
All right, you get the idea.
Another.
So Hume AI had a conversation with Hume, and she wrote a story. Well, she verbalized a story. I took that story and used, I think, one of the voices here and generated, I don't know where that is. I'm sorry. I lose track. I use so many AI tools that I don't even know if I use this one for the actual voiceover that you're about to hear in a couple of minutes. But I generate from her story. I took that and I put it, I think, into Gemini or Claude, one of them, and I distilled it. I believe I generated a transcript. Yes, I put it into Premiere, generated a transcript, took that transcript, put it into some other LLM to condense it, to make it a little bit spicier. And then I applied another voice to it and generated a voiceover. Now, in this case, I'm just going to go ahead and play that so you understand what the heck is going on rather than me keep explaining without much context.
Right. So tonight, things got real different. You know, this weird cough started up in the theater, just echoing, and then another and another until it was like, bam! Everybody in there caught the plague or something. Then, out of nowhere, this dude just stumbles up, eyes all glazed over, and straight up lunges at the nearest poor soul. All hell breaks loose, man. Moviegoers going down left and right, bodies twisting into these crazy, messed up versions of people. But hold up, in the middle of all this madness, there's yours truly, cool as a cucumber. That's right, a popcorn vendor, armed with nothing but my trusty buckets of buttery goodness. I knew I had to move, and move fast if I wanted to make it out of there in one piece. Quick like a cat, I snatched up a bucket of popcorn and let it fly at the oncoming horde. Fluffy kernels exploded, disorienting those zombies for a split second. Feeling good, I unleashed a storm of popcorn, making a makeshift wall between me and the undead. But they just kept coming, more zombies than I knew. That's when I had to think outside the box. So I cranked that popcorn machine up to 11, sending a tidal wave of golden kernels crashing over the undead, drowning them in whole grain goodness, and saving the day. Or did I?
And there you have it. Okay, so I had to work off of the voiceover. That's what I was working off of. So I had to find scenes to match. Now, in this one, you'll notice here, you can't really see my mouse. I have to fix it on OBS. I apologize. But this was text to video 01 director. Now, what this does is it allows you to specify camera movement. In this prompt, I didn't really specify it, to be honest. But you'll see in some of the other shots, I do specify camera movement. So I started by generating, just some random people, spectators. There's some camera motion. I'm not sure if the camera motion will show up in the prompt that you see over here on the right. I might have used it and it didn't show up here. I don't know. So here I am just generating people coughing. Again, text to video. I didn't use any subject reference here because there's too many characters. When I get to the hero, the popcorn guy, you'll see I will use subject reference, okay? So again, you have subject reference, text to video with director, camera controls, right? Control camera movements like a professional director. And then our image to video, which you'll see later on. So let's go back. Got this Sith guys. All right, so let's go back to the shots. You can see which ones I used, which ones I didn't. I use little snippets of each one of these. I did not use this guy. I did use that, if you recall that shot. Okay, I used a little bit of this shot. Okay, here's the introduction of our hero guy. I think I did that a couple of times because I didn't like the clapping in the back. So I think I might have used a, yes, here, image to video. I did a screenshot of the other one where everyone was clapping because I didn't like the clapping. And I used that to generate something less clappy. Now they're just kind of moving around and flapping as opposed to this very obvious clapping. You can see the degradation in the image though, right? The background people, it kind of like became super fuzzy the entire clip. Okay, hero shot. Next, just a bunch of zombie and popcorn dude shots. And some of them were usable, some of them were not. As you can see, even though I used, this subject reference shot. Hello, yes. Well, the subject reference shot you can see is this, basically. Okay. But it would change his clothes. So when you're dealing with Minimax, well, pretty much all these, you do have to specify the clothes. And I corrected that in the future. See here, I forgot to fix his clothes. Here, I also neglected to fix his clothes. Ta-da! Here, where's the pinstripe shirt and a white apron. So now we're getting closer to that original hero shot where he shows up. Where does he walk up? He walks up with that striped shirt and white apron. So close enough works for me. Here's looking a little like the Good Burger guy. What's his face? Anyway, so specifying the clothes is important. One thing I've learned. Okay, so a bunch of throwaway shots. Not everything could be used, but with slick editing, cropping, I got enough stuff that was usable. I don't think I used this shot for anything. I did not use this shot. That was the end shot. One of two end shots, I believe. Yeah, so I combined those in the end. There's the zombies being defeated by popcorn. Now, because I didn't use just director here without subject reference, they turned him into a white guy. So, and this guy's looking like what's his name? There's an actor. Looks like him. So, again, the importance of using a subject reference and keeping that consistent. Okay. More and more of this. I should have used that shot. I didn't use that shot. It was a good shot. Anyway, so you mix and match. Here's some director shots, some subject reference shots. Here's an example of the freaking direction. Push out, pedestal up, tilt down. You'll see it. Did it do any of that? I think it just did the push out. So again, you can ask for it. It won't always give it to you. But still, it's cool that you can play around and iterate through. This one became like a Pixar film. I don't know why. And obviously, I went back to the subject reference. That's why this guy looks like our original hero. So subject reference does actually a pretty good job, man. There's an opening shot. It helps when you're making. It helps to do vertical videos because then you can reframe, you can crop, you can kind of focus the action where you want the eye to go. And you can get rid of a lot of the crap that happens on the left and the right that you don't want. And here's some of our people transforming. You know, if you go back to the original video, I didn't use that, and boom, that's when I started the edit. Because I didn't like her hands. Her hands didn't make any sense. Okay, and there's Scary Grandma Part 2. This guy is having a bad day. And then I just need some more shots, so I just prompted. You can see all my prompts, right? So some of them are gruesome. And then I wanted some reaction shots. They did a great job, man. Some of these, like, that looks like it was shot somewhere in Hollywood with a bunch of background people, a bunch of extras. And then the grades here, doesn't do great. But look at that shot. Amazing. I just wanted some reaction shots, so I prompted for them. These are all very generic people. Added some shake. See? If you look at the prompt, the first thing is shake. And I added some shake because I'm using the director mode, text to video, director. Some more shaking, da-da-dee-da-da-da. And that's about it. This is something unrelated. Okay. So that's that. From Hume, having a conversation with an AI agent who, on the fly, created a story, took that, refined it in another LLM, took that, created a voiceover, took that, and married Minimax video production technology, and then took it all into Premiere Pro, edited it, added some sounds, and voila. That was that. All right, next example of this Minimax wonderfulness is going to be image to video. So I'm going to go through the whole process on how I did this one. There is a dude called Void Stomper who creates these incredible, I don't know how to call them. They're like surreal body horror, alien. They're all very disturbing. But I kind of like the aesthetic. So I was like, this guy doesn't share his prompts. I want to make something similar, I don't know his secret sauce, but what if I can kind of reverse engineer? So I took a still from one of his videos. It's Void Stomper on Instagram, at Void Stomper. You can see all the videos there. He made this one with a bunch of like fish creature people. So I took this, screenshotted it, and then I went here, free image to prompt generator. You get 5 of these free per day, but there's a bunch of these tools. I just stumbled across this. And let's go through the process. Let's just go ahead and upload the image. Desktop, screenshot. And then I optimize it for Flux. Generate the prompt. And then it generated the prompt. So it basically interpreted this image. I believe like even just ChatGPT can do this. But anyway, I get good results with this one, and I don't use it more than 5 times a day. Let's go to Flux, enter the prompt, and run. I'm very congested. I apologize. This looks ridiculous. So what did I do? Oh, I know. I didn't use Flux. I went to Night Cafe. Ha 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 ha. Yes, there. And I did it in here, and I did something which made it more cinematic. I don't remember. But by using that image to prompt, I kind of reverse engineered it. There's one I ended up using, very weird looking thing. That's an ugly baby, Jesus. Ugh, that's an ugly baby with a bad attitude. I upscaled it, and then I took it back into Minimax, uploaded it in this little thingy right here, image to video. So I've generated so much stuff that it's like, and image to video now has a director mode, just released this week. So I gave it direction, pan right, zoom in. So now this is pretty cool because I can take an image, put it in there, and control the camera movement in addition to your normal little prompt. Very disturbing, very crazy. And the key, guys, and what I think is going to be even more important than a subject reference is this image to video, because your prompts are going to be best and your generation are going to be best when you've already created a good image that then the AI doesn't have to, create everything. It's going off of your image. So here's one. That was something I took off of some newsletter somebody sent me. I screenshotted it, uploaded it, and did some truck left, pan right, tracking shot, and I made this cool little cinematic scene here. Okay, which brings me to the most controversial AI girl on the internet, my avatar here called Cerine. She's the star of the novel that I'm writing. And I wasn't, at one point I was like, well, I'm not going to use, I wasn't totally set on using her. That's just ridiculous. And that likeness, I'll show you the likeness. This is the original picture, which to this day, I have no idea. Nope, that's wrong. False information. I mean, that's her, but it's not the original picture. Is it this one? Yes. So this was the original thing. I wish I remembered which model I used to create her. It could have been even using draw things. It could have been Diffusion B. It could have been Flux Online. I don't remember at all. But she's now, because she's gotten so much attention, and people are like, what's her Instagram handle? And she doesn't have one yet. I'm going to create it soon. Then I'm like, okay, I'm doubling down. This is going to be Cerine. That's it. This is the girl. Lover or hater, that's her. So back to what I was talking about here. I need to now animate her and put her in all kind of different scenarios like this. So how did I make this from this? Because this is the starting photo for literally everything. But the controversial Instagram post that I made, which it's got 11 million views as of right now, by the way. Freaking crazy. So from this thing, how do we get here? It took some doing. And I'm going to show you. I have a bunch of tabs open that you can't see, but I'm going to start clicking on them. That wasn't it. That wasn't. Okay. This is the one. And replicate.com for pretty cheap. I forget how much this costs. Not much. Okay. Pretty darn cheap. This consistent character thing is freaking cool. Here it is. Here it is. How much does it cost? I can't see it. I uploaded the famous picture. I need to upscale her a bit. She's a little bit blurry. But anyway, I just uploaded this picture and I did the prompt. And then I said, generate me some iterations of this character. And this thing kicks butt. Look at that. It made a bunch of Cerine in different poses. And I ended up doing this quite a bit. So I don't know if I can show you all these. Let's see if I can go back. This was terrible. This is a later step. So I did this repeatedly. And I'm not sure if I can show you because of the way I have my OBS set up. Let's see if I can't put a few of them in the browser. I'm just going to go for it. Let's see what happens. Maybe I crash everything. I'm going to drag these over to here and see what happens. Oh boy, it opened them a zillion tabs. All right, so I'm going to shut them, and as you shut them, you'll see. As I shut them, you'll see all the different narrations. So I just generated a bunch of her in different things because to train a Laura, which is like a custom character thingy, you need a bunch of different poses, at least 20, I'd say 40. So I said, give me, because the results are so good, give me this girl in a bunch of different poses. And it did. So Bob, bada bee, it's pretty consistent. Not great because I have to upscale her, and I didn't really take the time to really dial in the prompts. So, some of them were bad. Look at that weird eye. But I had enough to train a Laura, which I ended up doing. Okay? Pretty awesome, in my opinion. And then I went here. The Stable Diffusion XL Laura Customized Training. So I uploaded a zip thingamabob with all those images into this training thingy. And then I used this customized model, which is the inference version, right? And I began to generate more images, okay? Including Cerine in different outfits. Let's see if I can find some of the other ones. I'm trying to make her dragon didn't work. So yes, so I had her. I had her, kind of Twilight-ish in a Pacific Northwest kind of setting. So this gives you more control and power over just a consistent character because you can now prompt a little bit more detailedly. Is it great? Is it fantastic? It's not perfect. No, because I started off with a crappy image that wasn't properly upscaled, and I've been doing this just really fast so I can get it done before my Minimax trial expires. Okay, so then what did I do after that? I took one of those images, and I said, let's have her walk around, and we're going to add some camera motion. And didn't do a great job with my white sweater. So that's what I'm saying. We really have to get better with our initial reference images. These images that you upload should be your scene, and then you use Minimax to add motion to it. But that's the big takeaway that I've got, is that you really have to dial in your first image, which means you really have to dial in your initial generation of your AI avatar. It's like a chain, right? Everything has to be cohesive and work so that the final product is the best it can be. So because I didn't do such a great job, you'll see, although, hey, this character is moving around, we have camera movement, we've come a freaking long way just in the past couple of months with what we can do with AI video generation. So that is, in a nutshell, what I wanted to show you from HaiLuo AI's, aka Minimax, which I don't know why they call it Minimax. I don't see it called Minimax anywhere. So I guess I'm going to have to stop calling it that. It's just HaiLuo AI. Do we want to create something fresh? How long has this video been? 37 minutes. Why not? Let's make this video the longest video in the history of anything. Let's okay, these were her just terrible generations. She has like an extra arm. I mean, the kind of stuff we were getting last year. But this one's pretty good. Except this girl is ginormous. This is pretty good. That one's good. So let's take this shot. Okay? So this is, again, from this girl. Created reference pictures, created a Laura, ran the Laura. The prompt here was Cerine, white background, high school material, wearing a white t-shirt and blue jeans, and I even spelled white wrong, whatever. And so I'm going to take this picture, save image as, put it on my desktop, Cerine test HaiLuo. Okay, so back to here. Let's go. I don't know. No. There we go. Upload. All right. What do we want to prompt? Let's say, let's put some camera motion in there. Freedom. Left circling. Left walk. Debut. What's this? Let's challenge it a bit. Do right walking. And have her walk, even though she's not walking. Cerine walks. Cerine wears a white t-shirt and walks and camera follows her as she walks to the right and waves hello to her friends. I could spell. Friends. All right. Let's go. All right, that only took about a minute. So let's see this. Not too shabby, except for Captain Deformo over here. The chick with the curly hair has got a weird face. Maybe it's a guy, I don't know. But if you crop that, that could be a usable shot, or just reprompt. It only took about a minute. Let's go again. Let's recreate it. Let's replace and let's go to her. She walks to the right and grabs a tray. Hello. Oh. And grabs a tray of cafeteria food. Alrighty. Let's see. Is it going? Hello. I pressed it twice, so it's generating it twice. So we're gonna get two different versions. Let's see what this experiment leads to. Okay, so after what, about a minute and a half, 2 minutes, say 2 minutes. Let's check out what we got. Okay, not too shabby. Same shot, version B. Like the movement there. That's better. Jeez, guys. Jeez. I have been wanting to be able to do this for years. And here's where I'm going to get on my soapbox a little bit as I sign off, right before I sign off. So let's get out of here. All right. So a lot of the hate that I've gotten has been, number one, that I am a middle-aged man that can now act as a teenage girl. I don't know why that upsets people, but it does. That's the main one. The second one is that I'm replacing and putting people out of jobs. Here's the world's smallest violin. You're not going to stop progress, and I think it's absolutely insane that you want to protect irrelevant, dying industries for a paycheck. This is not how life works. I'm obsolete as a content writer. I used to make most of my money writing blog posts and crap. That's gone because ChatGPT does a way better job than I could and much faster. So what did I do? I pivoted. I found something else to do, and I continue to find something else to do. I do not care about protecting entrenched industries, especially since 99% of the people that are actors and filmmakers and whatever don't do crap. They don't produce anything. Or it's like them and their friends and they make, one short film and that's it. And they consider themselves like, they're going to be replaced by this technology. I'm like, you're not doing anything anyways. It's a fantasy that you're living in your head. So what are we replacing? We're replacing a nothing because you're not doing anything with your so-called art. And frankly, I don't care. I'm not Mr. Job Provider for the world. I'm here to push boundaries. I'm here to push technology forward. This is going to create a lot more art, a lot more jobs, in my opinion, because, well, I'm going to release a video soon, which explains my thought process because it's long. But life is not fair. If you've invested a lot of time learning how to, let's say, I don't know, some past industry, how to manufacture steam engines, and then all of a sudden the gasoline engine comes out, tough. If you were heavily invested in making horse carriages and horse whips, because that's all everyone used, and then the Model T came out, then you're now obsolete. Tough. That's life. So you can sit there and complain and cry. I don't give a crap. Makes you look weak, makes you look dumb. And actually, it proves the point that I, as a amateur filmmaker, because it's not like I've released some huge Hollywood thing, I really don't want to work with you. You're whiny, entitled, and a liability. So here I have this teenage actress that I don't have to feed, I don't have to pay, I don't have to worry about her accusing me of, Me Too crap. I don't have to deal with her momager. I don't have to do anything that most human actors bring to the table. And you want to protest and get rid of that. It's not going to happen. So the cat's out of the bag. If I were an actor, I would make virtual AI avatars of myself, of my friends, make virtual sets, and create the stuff that I wanted to make all along, without needing Hollywood's blessing or some pervy producers, Harvey Weinstein's blessing. No casting couch needed anymore, honestly. Now, if you're pretending and you want to call yourself an actor, an artist, I'm in the industry, whatever, and you don't have the foresight or the creative force to be an actual artist, and instead you're depending on other people to grant you a job or whatever, yeah, you're done. Just go away because we don't need you anymore. Creative types don't really need you anymore. What are you going to do? Producers, filmmakers, storytellers are all going to be able to produce without all the liabilities of having human actors that cry, potential lawsuits, potential sexual harassment, potential racial discrimination, potential transsexual, transgender, whatever, gender, all the crap that's going around these days Whereas like, you can't even get anything done because people are just so into their feelings that you can't like go from A to B of like, let's go and have this script made and let's schedule the thing and let's shoot it. No, because somebody's going to show up high or drunk, but they're not going to show up at all, or they're going to have fought with their boyfriend or girlfriend, or they're going to be having anxiety or depression, or what the modern world is. Well, we don't have to deal with that anymore. That's it. Done. And honestly, good riddance. Good riddance, because a lot of the comments that have surfaced from this have made me want to double down. Honestly, I'm like, okay, these people are so annoying and so entitled and so pushy with their point of view that good riddance. And I'm very, very glad to never have to work with any of these people in my life. Thank God. So that's HaiLuo, formerly known as Minimax, or maybe still known as Minimax. I don't know. Game changer for sure. I'm going to be releasing more content with this avatar. I'm going to start creating her friend, her love interest, her teacher, her family, and start generating these characters, and then start meshing this all together and making a world out of it. The point is a novel, social media posts, and we'll see where it goes. If it fails, I got a bunch more ideas. So, Cerine doesn't take off, whatever. You can have her. You know what I mean? I will not be like holding on to this AI avatar. I will release her to the world and be like, okay, you guys create something with her. But for now, I'm going to try to make something with her and her whole world. And hopefully it pays off and people like it and people resonate with it. And maybe it becomes something, a series. Who knows? Some kind of new media thing, augmented reality, VR, some kind of 360 world of social media, film, music. Who knows? But it's a lot of fun to create this, and the fact that I can do it as one guy is pretty dope. So get out there and create. And if you are still in the camp of like, oh, this is going to replace everything, it's going to good. It is going to replace everything. So deal with it. Bye.